Hey lads, it's day 179 of my series to get to 2100 on chess.com. I've been doing this series for about 11 months and I still haven't gotten to 2100. Let's see what we can do today. I'm at 2035. It would be fantastic to win a few games today. Although our first game we're up against someone from Myanmar at 2200. I don't think I've ever faced anybody this high rated, and already I'm not super happy with having to take here because you get a fairly awkward setup against this e5 pawn. I probably should have just pushed, but I don't like the Benoni. It's a structure that I really struggle against. So the position's a bit weird. Because we have this bishop on the inside. I almost feel like just bringing the queen out and then trying to activate the bishop somehow, but don't have a fantastic square for my bishop, so I need to create some space here, I think. And this is a backwards pawn. I think I could just go after it, can I not? Maybe. But how do we get the queen or the bishop developed? I do need to develop it. Let's put the bishop here on this diagonal first. We'll get castled. And I think we'll just go rook e1 and put my bishop here. Got this push. Coming here, he takes. Right now, this piece is not defending. I think I need to come forwards. Try to kick this bishop. This is a very tricky move. If I take here, he wins this pawn. So I'm not trying to give him material. We can't take because of this push. We can't take here. My opponent's played this very well. Let's come here. And if they take, we take, they take, we take, they take, and we undouble. If I lose this game, I only lose 4 points, and if I win, I get 12 because they're so much higher rated than I am. However, I really don't like the Benoni, and I think what I need to do is get some study done in that line. Now, when I take here, I'm going to have 3 attackers on this pawn. They need to recapture. And I just capture here, and they have a very strong center. Now I can push here. They can push. Knight here. Maybe I have a queen check. Knight here. Don't think there's anything yet. Need to try and activate these pieces. So let's put the knight here before I get forked. Okay, now I have a check. We have this hitting the queen. He's got to go back to this file to defend. I have this check. Queen here. I'm gonna throw this check in. The king goes into the corner. Now my knight can come here. I can also put this knight or the queen here to defend this knight. I gotta defend the knight. I just go here first. It stops anything coming here. And if I go here and queen comes here, we take, check. Is this any better here? Lift the rook out. I can try this. No. Let's go with this one. So I think here I need to swap off. I could go here. Lock the knight in place there. Think I can go here. And here and here. Yeah, I don't like this move because he just goes here. Right here he takes, and then I check. He goes here. Take, take, check, and I win this one. It's not easy. Try this. His other rook comes here. I go here. Take, take, that'd be fine. I go here, he goes here. Go here, he takes. I jump here. Check here, check here. If I go here, okay, let's say I just go here. I think I can try this. I'm very low on the clock. This would be the highest rated opponent I would beat if I'm able to get a victory here, but I don't think my position's as good. Their king's more active. Both of their rooks are very powerful here. So other rook here. We just go here. Here the other rook comes down. Take, 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 take. Yeah, I don't like this. And then if I go here, this check. Nearly getting checkmated. He's going to take here. Yeah, this isn't good. Just don't have any time. Just use so much time trying to calculate. I mean, if I knew I was going to play at 2200, I would have, I would have played, 1510 or something. this check, we just take. Just out of time. We tried.
Five, four, three, two, one.
GG. Well played. That was tough. We lost 4 points. Let's check and see where we went wrong. I have a feeling it was just the Benoni opening, and we always have been taking that pawn just in, in quicker time controls, but against a 2200, I probably should just learn how to play against the Benoni, because I just never like pushing the pawn, and it's always just an annoying opening to deal with because it's not like the Jabava at all. But let's have a look and see. We played with an 80.7 and they played with an 88.8. We had an even position up to this point in the game, and we went knight h6, which was a big mistake because they could push here. Yeah, I don't understand why this was so bad. And ultimately back here, the position's drawn, and they played their rook up here, and I spent about a minute and I played rook to e3, and rook e3 was really bad because they were able to just control this file and do everything they need to do. I should have instead just moved the knight, and if they take here and I take and they take, this is what I was worried about, and I have this move, they take this one. I'm actually grabbing this one, which I'm sure is the move. Yeah, rook takes. Oh no, the move is not to take here. This is losing. It's to check the king. And the knight blocks the retreat squares, and so do the pawns. Wow. So the king is stuck inside this area. Have you ever seen anything like that? I mean, he's completely stuck in this area. There's no way for him to get out. So let's say he goes to f3. We just check. Let's say he goes this way. We can check here, here. We can check here. He goes here. We can check here. And he's only got these two squares to cycle back and forth on. Yeah, I'm not finding that, but that is pretty cool. All right. Right before I jump into a game 2 here, I did want to say I'm going to be having a coaching session with a grandmaster. And the grandmaster that I'm going to be doing a coaching session with, and a video will be coming out soon, will be with Mauricio Flores, who is the guy who runs the ChessMind website. And I did want to talk about ChessMind real quick, just so you guys can have a look at it. This is the website here. Train smarter with ChessMind. I did make a video on this website a while back, which you can check on my channel, but you're probably getting sick of hearing about cool ways to train and learn and get and improve at chess. But honestly, ChessMind is different. And I love a few of the features that it has. Yes, it has opening courses. Yes, it has puzzles where you can practice your speed and improve. But honestly, the thing that I care about the most is this little thing called the plan quiz. And I've been doing this a bunch. On the plan quiz, it gives you a bunch of different options of what you should go for. What's your plan in the position? And I absolutely love this because literally the reason you just saw me lose that game was because I got to a middle game and I didn't have a plan. And I just went knight h5 or h6 or wherever I put it. This helps me get a plan. When I look at this position, it's completely equal. Nobody has extra pieces. So what do we go for? Do we trade minor pieces? Why would I trade minor pieces in this position? Do I control e5 and attack the e6 pawn? Control this square and go after this backwards pawn? That seems like a good plan that I would go for. Invade on the c file with rook c1 and then up to c7. This could be an idea. And getting the rook here looks decent, but I feel like they can just counter that pretty easily with putting a rook themselves here. Get a checkmate attack on the king side. No. We should not create a checkmate attack yet because I believe you're supposed to have control over the center to have a good attack. And right now we don't. So I really think controlling the e5 square and attacking this e6 pawn, and the way I would control it by putting a bishop right here. Happy days, I did it. Just moving my camera up so you can see here. The right plan is to control e5 and attack the e6 pawn since the c file is open for both, so fighting for it will only lead to a trade of rooks. So yeah, that's what I said. They can do the exact same thing. Creating an attack on the king side won't work without first securing the center. We need a strong center. Overall, the ideal plan is to control e5 to prevent black from breaking with e6 to e5. Attack the e6 pawn with the rooks, queen, and bishop from h3. Once black adopts a passive defense of the e6 pawn, we can attack on the king side with h4 to h5. Nice. Now, lads, you may say that this is too expensive. Why don't you just try it out for 7 days for absolutely free? See what you think. I think it's really good. And I haven't seen any other website do these kinds of quizzes. If you do want to give ChessMind a go, use the link in the description of this video to show that you're supporting me when you sign up. Thanks so much, and let's jump into game 2. Lads, I'm actually so depressed right now. I just played this second game. I recorded it. I gave my thoughts. I thought I was, I was talking so well throughout the whole video, and I forgot to click record. So I do want to show you this game because I really did speak my mind so well as I played. There was some bad stuff that happened, but honestly, it was such a good game and my time usage was fantastic. Oh, I'm so annoyed about that. I even said right at the end, I was like, if you want to win like this, and I was like all passionate. I was like, if you want to win like this, download ChessMind.ai. And I said it all, it was exciting, it was cinema, it was beautiful stuff, and then I didn't freaking record it. But anyway, I played a Dutch game here. I'll just throw it onto this screen so you can see the time as well here. But so annoying. D4, I played a Dutch, and he played like a Jabava Dutch, which is really weird because against the Dutch, like I said in the game, you're supposed to put your bishop on g5. So I already knew that like what he was doing wasn't completely accurate. So I tried to play it like a Leningrad, and just you get your typical moves in here. And the idea here is just to push this pawn, hit the bishop, and then push again when the bishop moves and get the fork. So this is what I went for. He pushed h4. I moved my queen over to prepare this push. He moved his queen to, I don't know. I put my knight here, the third piece, just to defend this push. He went knight g5. And my next move, after I played it, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And I said I needed to play e6. That's what I was thinking in my mind, because I want to stop this check. I did see the check, and I saw the check here, and that the knight could jump in here. And I thought I'll just move over. So basically h6, check, move over, knight jumps in, give the rook for the 2 pieces. And I was thinking that looks fine. So I went for this, but retrospectively, and the engine tells us we should have played e6. Here I went for this. He threw in the check, and apparently it's not his best move. He had this move instead, just to annoy this this square here, which is awful. I don't want to deal with that. But he threw the check in. I moved my king to h8 instead of just playing the pawn up. And I thought about playing the pawn up, but I thought the king is very safe in the corner, so why not put it in the corner? And I can just get this move with 2. That's what I was thinking. But this was the blunder, and he didn't capitalize with this idea. He took, I moved my knight back. His bishop's got to retreat, so he goes all the way back here. And now I can get the push in. I have 2 defenders. He's only got 2 attackers. So he takes, I take, his bishop goes back, and I develop my knight again back to this square, and the rook's getting ready to come over here, stopping the king from castling. Nope, he castles just in time. I put my queen up so that I can prepare my rooks to come over. He attacks here, and I thought, this is such a bad move. That's why I was like, that's such a bad move, because I can just play e4, and this bishop is useless. I mean, look at that. But apparently, I need to take here. I didn't know that. I pushed the pawn forwards, and he found this response. This is why pushing was not good, because he can break the base of my pawn chain. I took with the knight, and I should have just not worried about this pawn, but I took with the knight, and I tempted him with this rook sack, which is not good, but he went for it, thinking that he could open me up. What he needed to do was instead just play, the bishop here, hitting my queen. My queen pulls back, and then he's got this nasty move, g4, which is going to open everything up. Like here, and now both his rooks are going to be super active down here. Like, this is looking really nice for him. But he went for the rook sack, which I kind of felt like he was going to. I was like, no, it's not working. And so then we were able to just defend this rook sack, developing pieces, getting him onto good squares, controlling here, and hitting his queen. I love that I could play this move because it also neutralizes this knight from jumping. He moves over, I move over, he moves in here, and really here, I think, I didn't look at this in the evaluation afterwards, but I think just move the king over. But I moved up. I was like, I'll just have 3 defenders here. But I'm wondering, is this move any good? Yeah, this move is good. Okay. And he's forced to go back because otherwise I'm going to capture him. So I kind of wish I played this, but I played up. He played g4. And there's a bit of pressure here now. I made a mistake here. When he checked, I moved my queen to block. And this was a mistake. Maybe you can see the continuation. He's got a very beautiful bishop e7, and he's hitting both my rooks. I have to trade here, and he's still hitting both my rooks. So I'm not able to take the bishop here because I'm pinned, if that makes sense. So we did mess up, but he didn't spot it, and he just traded off the queens. And then the end game was just some beautiful stuff. Defending the pawn here, activating the rook, getting the rook behind. King moved over here. I didn't want to go up here and give him checks winning this pawn. So I went over this way, and he pulls back. I pull back, knowing that I can come behind the pawn, which I should have done with the other rook. But we're able to promote this pawn. He gets a check. Not able to promote it. So we just take off, and then here I'm able to pin this pawn. He pushes this one, so I just attack it. He pushes here, I take, and he resigns because I'm just going to go here on the next move and take this. If he pushes here, I take here, which is just losing for him. I can just cut his king off and then my king is going to be free walking everywhere, and I just have a rook and a king. So that was a beautiful game. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see it, but hopefully that you got to experience a bit of that there. Lads, do get ChessMind.ai if you want. Link in the description. It's fantastic. And I'll see you guys very soon. Bye for now.